do.
Do I? Why, what's the actual law? Do you know the law?
No, well, the thing is, people are coming out of there, they don't want to be filmed, do they? I certainly didn't.
No, but if you could, I mean, because I've researched the law, I could tell you, but...
No, I don't need you to tell me that. What I'm saying is, our building manager would be asking why you're filming.
But that's none of his business. I don't work for him.
It's a lady, actually.
Well, it's none of her business. I don't work for her.
Right.
Gaynor, I could tell you the law.
I don't need you to tell me.
You don't need me to tell you the law, so why are you asking me why I'm filming if you don't even want to hear the law? Okay then. Rational people everywhere. Terrorists! There's terrorists filming buildings everywhere! Huh? Man, everywhere. Like, I didn't want to offend her and say I want stock footage of boring people exiting a boring building. Hiya, how's it going?
Can I ask you to stop filming?
Sir,
You're not allowed to film the businesses.
Sir, you may, with all due respect, you may ask me, but I know the law. I know I'm allowed to film. I understand that you've probably been ordered to come down here and tell me that it's not allowed, but I've had the police come here and say it's okay to one of your colleagues. I've done it many times before, and under the civil law and under the criminal law, I am fully within my rights to do this, and I'm giving you the respect of an honest answer.
Right, okay. And is that on private land as well?
Yes. There's no law against filming on private land.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Private prisoner transport. This is RBS, and funnily enough, there's some government guy talking about bank lending.
That's why it was so funny.
How you doing? You alright?
Ask why you recorded us, please. Why are you trying to record us?
Am I obliged to answer your question?
Yes, because if you're recording us, I'd like to know
I just want
why.
to see the back of the shirt where it says community warden. You know, on the back of your...
Okay.
Is that all right?
Fine. Depends on for what reason you intend to
It's
use
not.
the
It's
evidence.
for no unlawful or illegal, or there's no terrorism, no anything bad. It's for good reasons.
Okay. What's the good reason?
Sorry?
Because it's not used for any publication because we haven't given any permission to be used.
Do you know the actual law around that? Do you know the actual law around that? About permission and filming in public? Do you know the actual law about that?
We have a duty to protect this particular person, and you cannot be filming. No, sincerely.
Oh, so you can film me back? It's no problem. It's no problem.
You can do that, but when we're dealing with someone like this and waiting for the police to come,
Oh, you're waiting for the police to come.
And if you just mind, you just leave us while we're doing.
Have you made sure you let the guy know about all his full rights?
Do
you know your rights?
Yes,
do you know
he
your
does.
rights? All right.
Could
Cool.
you just leave us while we deal with this?
Well, actually, I'm going to leave voluntarily, not because you're saying so. See ya.
but I don't want to try
Hi everyone, Charlie Veitch here at Salford Shopping Centre. We're in a very poor area, quite run down, and you can really, I don't know, feel the sadness and the kind of the poverty of spirit of the place as well. And as is always the case with a lot of beaten down people, as they start adopting the mentality of those that beat them down, and they take on the self-hatred, they take on the poverty, they take on the fact that, oh, I don't deserve anything, I'm a piece of shit. And then you see all the shops that start to reflect that as well. But one that does wind me up a lot as an ex-financial advisor are these, as you can see behind me, I filmed the 1,500% APR, annual percentage rate. It's these companies such as Speedy Cash that promise poor people a big wad of money in exchange for what? In exchange for 1,400%. 1,400% interest. Like, poor people, the one they really need is another loan, yeah? The more debt, more borrowing, and it's just preying on people. I mean, it's tough enough, you know, for me as a financial advisor, someone that got good grades in maths and physics, to understand what the hell that means, you know? 1,338%. But for these innocent poor people walking around here that might be desperate for cash because the banks have fucked everything anyway. Anyway, a fucking Speedy Cash, man. Companies like this should be shut down by whatever means, because they are a fucking parasite, parasiting on the damaged. This here is my face when I realized I have nothing original to add on the matter of human spirituality and the divine matrix of the universe, on top of what Alan Watts has already said very eloquently, very beautifully. And so, you know, I'm going to try to do something original and not regurgitate ideas which he's been saying very eloquently since the 60s. I think he's dead now, but I love you, Alan Watts, man. I was lying down in my house depressed last night, and you put on some 5-minute clips by Alan Watts, who tries to explain, and he does a very good attempt at it, the nature of suffering, death, being a human, God. What is reality? I mean, that to me. In fact, 48 seconds into this video, there we go. Let's do a massive documentary simply on what is reality. I guess that's why I did philosophy at university. I guess that's what I wanted to know, and I still don't know. But I have an idea, and I think Alan Watts really comes closest to explaining it than anyone else I've ever heard, especially including myself. So what is reality? That will be my next big project. Of course, spontaneous, huh? I just thought of this right now. Of course I will carry on doing YouTube videos and Vimeo videos. Got to get myself out there and, you know, express myself as an artist, because otherwise I'll go insane. This is my therapy as well. And here we are walking down Market Street on a sunny Tuesday, and everything is actually amazing. There's the not understanding of things which creates dysfunction and terror and fear. But ultimately everything is okay in the end. But like, not to, again, watch Alan Watts, better than me, but not to kind of piss on the reality of suffering. Suffering is extremely real. We just need to try and understand it.
say you're religious, I'm a little superstitious, because they said Adam and Eve picked an apple from a tree. Well, I think they gripped a bud, rolled it up, and then God got mad. Why? Because they didn't get no buns. And then Noah's talking about building an ark, because it rained for 40 days and 40 nights. You know what we call that in England? Nah, what? Summer. So don't think you're taking us out with your stones, because they're going to be more like Goliath, but you ain't even taking me out like David. And you're saying you brought the Olympics to London and took us out of the recession when we all know that it was David Beckham. So why do you have to do this to us? Why do you have to bring us up into poverty? Why do you have to go and make me feel like shit, bring my life from upside down to the right way around? Well, that's how I felt back in the day now, but then you brought us down because you're spending all our monies and then you're taking it off the council tax. Why do you have to do that? You say that we're bad by being on the JSA. At the end of the day, that's how we've got to get through life, and if we don't, you don't know what we're going to do, because at the end of the day, you don't know when life's going to go and crumble. But it was meant to die in 2012, but 2013 is my time to begin. I'm going to kick down the doors because you're hiding behind them. I'm going to explore all your exploits, put them in the tabloids, so don't think that I won't go do this. Don't think that I don't know the facts. So the only reason you're legalising cannabis now is because you're not even legalised growing it. But you're trying to take everything to you, because at the end of the day, look at Amsterdam, you have to live there to blaze it soon. So you know what, yeah, look at us now, we're going to still go to the dealers, and we've got it, we're going to blaze it up, and then we're going to get that chronic, because I've got the pen, I'm like ink from it. You can't take me out, because at the end of the day, you can't rub me out. But the only thing you can do is cover me now. But why would you want to become famous if something I brought out and I wrote down? That you really think that's really daft now? Because your man got a mind of your own, so why you in life though? So look at the way that I go, bet you any money I'm going to go blow, because I'm like 9/11, I'm going to show.
That was disappointing. Check out that sun reflecting off that silver sign. But anyway, the reason I'm in some dodgy little alleyway like an alley scurrier is because I just fucking love abandoned, overgrown, faded glory buildings like this that I guess remind me of some strange apocalyptic, post-apocalyptic future where imperialism and capitalism will crumble because it's unsustainable. But I don't know, I feel romantic in a classical sense, not in the sexy sense when I see abandoned, faded buildings like this. So there you go. Hey everyone, we're here outside the Muslim Youth Foundation, Islam being the allegedly fastest growing religion in the world, apart from Veitchism, which I converted my stepson to last night. So I went from 1 adherent to 2, which was a 100% increase in literally 5 seconds. So, but you know, I've done videos about conflict, I've badmouthed religion, I've said all sorts of things, but on the genetic level, who can really tell the difference between a Jew or a Muslim or a Christian? And you know, I understand conflict on a spiritual level, on a kind of physical level as well. I mean, there's conflict all over the universe every time a meteor slams into Jupiter or into Russia for that matter, or whenever a black hole spins at the speed of light and sucks everything in all around it. You know, there's quasars, there's comets, there's also... Why are you saying EDL? There's a drunk guy walking past that started talking about EDL.
That's why I'm fucking saying it.
But was that aimed at me or something?
No.
Anyway, I'm filming myself. Good on you. Anyway, there's
what you was doing, I thought you was telling me something.
No, but you're saying EDL because we're outside the Muslim Foundation, aren't you?
Well, that's what our problem is. That's what our problem is.
It's not really. Well, I'll ask you a question. Do you mind if I film? Do you mind if I?
No, no problem.
Why do you think the EDL is the solution to the Islamic problem?
I'm not saying it's a solution. I'm saying we've got a problem with these freaking Muslims. We've got a problem with them.
Why don't we ask some Muslims to come over and have a conversation? He thinks that...
Have a freaking chat and I'll cut your bollocks off.
Oh, he's going to cut my bollocks off now.
No, not yours.
Oh, no, yours. Oh, no, yours, not mine. Thank you, man. All the best.
But I never fucking got into it. I never got into it. And the kid got on to me a couple of years ago about it. And we got no problem with fucking animal. But it's these fucking Muslims.
Yeah, but I have to say, though, like, you're not exactly the world's best representation of a white person to be, you know, bad-mouthing Muslims. How do you not know I'm not a Muslim?
What do you mean?
Well, look at you, you're angry, you're walking around, you're supporting fascist groups.
I'm angry, but you see, we had a march here in the town,
Yeah, that's horrible. They cause violence and nastiness everywhere they go.
March in the town.
Well, the EDL had a
So-
march. Yeah.
They've got the opposition group, and there was 6 Asian people on their march. So why are they?
Well, you know, there are Asian Christians and Asian Buddhists who might also have issues with Islam.
There were 6 Asians on the march, and there was 200 of them.
Yeah.
And it was all old biddies, all old fucking, you know. And
No, but come on, mate. The EDL is a fear-based hate group. They are.
What they were saying to them is traitors to the white English days.
But did you know that?
is.
But you know that white English people are like French, Danish, Swedish, all like Norwegian.
Comprende. So it's all right, our boys getting blown up all over the place, and that is acceptable.
But in terms of like body count, you know, white people, in terms of per year body count, like Muslims are like amateurs compared to white people.
Our boys, our soldiers, they're getting blown up all over the place.
But isn't that weird how they're getting blown up in their country?
That's down to the government.
But if you had Russian or Chinese or Muslim people invading this country, wouldn't you try and blow them up as well?
No one invades our country.
Ah, dude, you got to answer the question. If the Russians invaded, would you try and blow them up?
Well, you ain't gonna have it.
Oh, come on, you're avoiding the issue.
I'm not
You are avoiding
you're
the issue.
You're asking me.
So why don't Iraqi or Afghan people have the right to defend their own country?
I know the script. But
There's no script. What are you talking about, script?
Manchester accent, mate. I know the script.
All right,
I
it's
know
like,
the
you know the
government's
score.
done.
All right,
The
yeah.
government, I know what the government done. The government banged our border, having our boys there. But
Yeah.
we're getting blown up to pieces. And, you know, what is
All right, can I ask you a
acceptable?
question? How many people have died as a direct result of Islamic terrorism in Britain in the last, say, 3 years?
Well, we had that bollocks on the fucking training landing, but we've lost 800
Well, that was
boys.
like, what, 8 years ago?
We've lost 800 boys.
Yeah, but how many Afghan children have we lost?
Hey, our government has put us there. Yeah, I don't agree with it, but I don't like our fucking boys getting fucking.
Yeah, but they're not your boys or my boys. They're not our boys.
yeah.
They're not, mate. They're a bunch of like charged up on Call of Duty teenagers who.
Englishman.
Yeah,
I'm an
well,
Englishman,
you've probably got like North African blood in you if you're an Englishman. Probably. You never know. The Moors. You look kind of Arab.
You won't be looking much in a minute. You better set up glasses.
Anyway, we can have a debate now. We have a Muslim man.
No debate. Kids here.
Okay, now, is it okay if I record your audio? Like sound, if I point at him? All right. All right. I was doing a thing about like how everyone's the same. I said genetically, Muslim, Christian, Jew, probably all the same. We're all human. And he walks. Okay, thank you. And but you can debate with them. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
There's no debate. EDL.
See, that's his story. So you caught the fag end of that conversation with the drunk EDL supporter. But so you're outside the Muslim Youth Foundation.
Yeah.
Have EDL people ever gone in there?
Well, not whilst I've been inside, but you know, I've heard from a lot of brothers that EDL guys have come inside and they've asked a lot of questions, you know, to do with terrorism and what is this to do with certain things, aspects of our religion. But you know, at the end of the day, I think it's just lack of education. Like, you know, you go on Google, if you go on YouTube now and you type in something to do with Muhammad, the first thing that comes up is something that says, you know, nasty things about him.
Yeah.
If someone wants to go and join the EDL out of ignorance, let them do it. It's their life.
Fair enough. And do you have a message to people of all faiths?
I don't know. I would say just study. Make sure you study your books because it's important. Because you know, people say that religion has a moral backbone. It's true, but it's just how far down you delve into it is how strong you want your moral backbone to be.
All right. Well, I've got one question. One question, a little bit controversial, but I am not a Muslim. I'm not really. I connect to the loud. I think the source, which you guys call Allah, exists inside every single human being, and you don't need a mosque or a church or a synagogue or anything to connect to the source that exists inside everyone. According to you guys are Muslims. Okay, according to your beliefs, will I go to hell for not being a Muslim?
Well, that's something that's talked about quite a lot, and I think this is like, again, my opinion is I have not studied. Like, in order for me to understand the Quran and Islam properly, I need to devote years of my life to studying the scripture and because I don't speak Arabic. So it's double hard for me to understand, how many millions more words in Arabic are there than English. But there's one phrase which a lot of Christians, a lot of my relatives, a lot of people get hung up on, which when you translate into English goes along the lines of, the only thing accepted from Allah is Islam. But if you take that into an Arabic context, God is saying to the people, the only thing I will accept from you is submission to me. Because Islam in Arabic means submission. So it's from a perspective of, we view Islam as the final form of monotheism that's come through all the all the deviation and that through the ages. So God is saying, this is the way that you submit yourself to me. This is what I want you to do. So
okay, well, no, I think you almost answered it. I think you were veering towards maybe I might go to hell, but my friend Danny Shine, I used to do films with, you might have seen Everything Is Okay, the funnier guy, who's actually Jewish, funnily enough. I'll let this van go past. 5-minute interlude, meditate for 5 seconds as the van goes past. It's noisy. Right, my friend Danny, he says that God is too big to fit into any one religion. And then that's what he says. And then I will add that Islam is a colour of God, just like Christianity is a colour of God. And I just feel that, of course, like Islam, many great things going for it, just like Christianity, many great things going for it. But wouldn't the world be maybe a safer, a happier place if we all had maybe a council where like the chief imams, the chief rabbis, the chief Christians would come together like the G20 and say, we're all the same. Allah, God, Jehovah, whoever you call them, believes we're all right. We just different colours.
Yeah, well, this is like, we've got something in Sharia, especially because a lot of people kicking off in the UK for a lot of years about Sharia in the UK, and this is a big problem, and it would be a massive disaster if the Muslims had Sharia in the UK. That would just be awful. But
you do have Sharia just behind the closed doors.
The thing is that if you are non-Muslim and you live in a Muslim country that has Sharia, you are not subject to the laws of Sharia at all, because you're not Muslim. You don't have to adhere to these laws because you don't follow our religion.
Yeah, you're a dirty kuffar.
So, well, no, not so much that, but I mean, so if you're Christian and you live inside you live inside a Muslim country, the next, I think my understanding is, it's the nearest Christian country's law system is that which you abide by, or the law system which is governed in your religious books, and we say, there you go. So at the end of the day, I think we're actually more open than most of these modern.
Well, I think of not any ideological or political things, but remember the Roman Empire? Actually, no, we don't remember. We're not old enough. But the Roman Empire took black people, white people, Spanish people, and you could all be a general or anything. Anyone could be a general or a trader in the Roman Empire.
Oh yeah,
Islam's the same. You can be black, white, whatever. But as a final thing, because we're now at 5 minutes, you might just say I don't know, but in your opinion, as a Muslim, how can we solve the Israeli-Palestinian conflict?
That's a tough one, because there's a lot of things that people like to say about what's going on over there, and there's what our media likes to say is going on out over there, and there's what people who work in the military like to say is happening over there. And then when you break it down to a fundamental religious level, however deep or however much you want to accuse people of doing what, I think that if it was a different situation where the UK and America got together and said, okay, fine, so you can have this patch of whichever other country in the world, their people of that country would be unhappy equally. And I think people put a lot of significance on the fact that it's Jerusalem, but at the end of the day, it is a certain people's country, and they were displaced. So I think that there is enough room to accommodate. And
so you're a two-state solution kind of guy?
Well, no, I think that, as 100 years ago, they're saying, you even hear Jews saying that Muslims and Jews and Christians are all living together peacefully under Islamic rule. What's so wrong with that?
I'll tell you what screwed it was the Rothschilds. The Rothschilds bankers turned up.
Yeah, but that's, if you want to go, that's the thing. When people want to start talking about that kind of stuff, their ears start closing.
Well, that's why I say bankers, things that we can look up. As soon as you mention Illuminati, then you lost people.
But the thing is, some of my, I don't want to say too much, but before I was Muslim, I was very well versed in esotericism, like
Yes.
extremely well versed.
Okay.
To the point where the plans, all of that, I knew what was going on. I could see what was happening on the news and say, this is part of this then.
Yeah.
So this will be coming next.
Yeah.
And when, after I discovered that this is not the right way to be, and I wanted to completely polar shift.
Yeah.
And so when I started, reading, learn Hebrew and Aramaic and then take to your Bible and see what you can't find out. But when you become Muslim and you see these things happening, like, we accuse, or Muslims, we say, you get these radical ones that say, these people are doing deals with demons and things like this, and it depends on how far you want to go into it and how much of esotericism and mysticism you really want to delve into. But from our perspective, I think that the Zionist entity is a very, very small part of the Jewish population.
Of course,
and obviously, not all Jews represent. Not all Jews want Zionists to be successful.
Just like not all Muslims are Al Qaeda.
Yeah, exactly, and I'm saying that it's such a small part of Jews are Zionists, but they're the ones, unfortunately, who have control of Israel at the moment. I mean, when you read the Torah properly, it tells the Jews that they're not actually allowed to go back there. They're being banned there by God, and even some of the most orthodox ones there, they know that, and they're protesting against it.
Just to draw a parallel, and I need to run away, but thank you. The way I see it, Zionism is a Nazi-created hatred. Do unto others as the Nazis did unto you. Much like the Taliban is a Soviet-created hatred. When you kill everyone's kids and fucking rape the country, they're going to turn into Taliban.
Who? The Taliban?
Yeah. No, the Soviets killed all the Afghan children.
But
they fucking with the helicopters kill everyone.
That's stuff we don't hear about. I mean, like, you watch on the news, how much has been talked about Myanmar? Any Muslim country further than the Middle East, UK does not care.
No.
It's like, that's not our
What's happening in
people.
Burma now?
We can't sell them bullets, so they're not interesting to us.
Yeah.
See what's happening in Burma?
Burma, that's Myanmar that you said. Yeah, Burma. Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Well, thank you very much, man, for speaking to me. I really appreciate. You're very eloquent, and cheers.
Thanks very much.
Walked through the shiniest makeup and perfume department here in Boots, and all I come here for is to glamorously buy baby food. I'm getting a rising feeling right now. It's quite nice. I just had a nice chat with a security guard at the Manchester Irish Festival outside the town hall. You can maybe make out some green banners of it. Anyway, like some days I come out and I'm nice to people, and I'm not looking for conflict, and I'm looking just for a connection with the human being inside everyone, underneath all the programming. And it's a sunny day and it feels really nice. Like, I don't think loneliness is possible if you just go out and interact with the nice people around. There's nice people everywhere, and even bad people, you catch them at the right moment, they are nice. And I've been thinking a lot about crime and punishment, and how unless you catch someone in the act, red-handed, red-blooded, fucking passionately committing the crime, are you really punishing the same person? Like the person who feels extreme guilt, shame, remorse, a moment of madness, and they commit some crime, some theft, some fucking assault, and then you throw them in jail for a few years. It doesn't seem intuitively right to me on any scientific or spiritual or even just a human level to do that. Anyway, look, there's fucking Abraham Lincoln, look. Abraham Lincoln thanked the people of Manchester for not fucking buying cotton from the slave-owning South. Good old Manchester. People have balls here. The public will erect some pretty crazy shit. And this is one example here. Look at this. It's a man playing a piano that's turning into a giant hawk or eagle. I mean, that's some fucking crazy-ass acid trip Manchester shit going on right there. Look at that. Playing a, oh my god, turns into a woman as well. Look at that. Eagle, woman, wing, woman. She's lying in the bloody wing. He's playing the piano, looking pretty bloody happy with himself. And that is art. In fact, me filming it is art. Look, there's someone else up there. Look at this guy. Having a great time. That's art for you guys. That's all it is. By way of lint chocolate egg masquerading as art, let's go laugh at the Armani store. I mean, look at this fucking thing. What is this? What the fuck is this? Look at that. Anyway, just look at those real men wearing the shorts coming out of the... Look at that. I guess that's manliness for you now. That's real men, and I guess real men will come here and buy. Look at that. What men? Men in shorts. Here come the men in shorts. Am I meant to be filming this, or is this allowed? Is this even allowed? Are security really that relaxed that a man can be outside fucking stealing all the photons, man? A lot of fucking effort went into this fucking display, and they're just letting some bearded guy with a small camera just fucking steal it all. Look at that. Oh well. Not as upset about this as the Hugo Boss shop was. The only reason I'm filming this is for the contrast between the corner of that building and the sky. Just look at it. Look at the quality. Look at that. This is just too funny. Like, look at this big machine. Looks like some sort of fucking chopper. Hopper. Do not enter the hopper, it says. That seems like about as practical advice as don't fucking put a shotgun in your mouth and pull the trigger. Look at this machine. Who in their right mind would enter that thing? Now this is just being filmed here at Spinning Fields for corporate zone contrasty sun worship. Look at that. Fucking awesome. You see discrimination, guys. It works both ways. You know? Discrimination can work against the abled as well. No. Look at that. You press the button and you can't even get in. That's ridiculous. If you fell over fully, that would have been good, you know, but...
You want to put this on YouTube?
Yeah, I want either an epic win or an utter fail.
Is that a fish island?
It's quite wide angle, yeah. All right, there he goes. You can hear the sound of skateboarders in the background. I just love the sight of skateboarders grinding corporate property. Soulless, ballless, fucking funless corporate property that the skateboarders are quite happily grinding down. So it's nice to see. And I'm going to see if security come and bother them. So there you go. See what I've done here? Like, yeah, man.
Adam, camera there. Camera.
He had enough momentum. It's all right. Thank you. See, this dog hates skateboarders. Look at that. Angry little dog, even the photographer's dog. Look at that. Got you big brave dog. Kill those skateboarders. Kill them. Kill them all. That's hilarious. Guys, I came across some pretty epic legalese here. Bullshit. Utter bullshit. I'll just let this sink in as you read it. You know, like you've probably read that. They can say whatever the fuck they want. It doesn't make it real or true. They're just fucking wanking out their side of the story. I mean, yeah, they got a reasonable cause from fucking their thing, but there's no trespass. It's a civil matter, so you can meet them in court, tell them to go fuck themselves. But what they do is they, you see here, they want compensation. They're asking you for an out-of-court settlement of £100 as liquidated damages for our breach of contract, as if you and your car have any contract with ANPR Limited. Fucking idiots. Zoom in number 783 of bright light on the town hall. That side watches of Switzerland, which is kind of like a good juxtaposition contrast for what I want to talk about. I want to actually destigmatize mental health issues by... Let's get rid of this politically correct term mental health issue first of all. I think it's more important for us all to admit there's a sliding scale, maybe it's a bell curve, but we're all fucking crazy, you know? Like, mental health issues should be called crazy issues because we're all a bit crazy. And I'll be the first person to admit this and admit how much I need therapy by speaking to you guys. So, you know, another stigma we need to get rid of is loneliness, you know? Like, we're all lonely. Like, I have a family. I have, you know, a nuclear family with kids and a partner. You know, I've got brothers and sisters. I've got good friends, but I still feel incredibly lonely at times. So, perhaps alongside my documentary, What is Reality?, I should start the Lonely Crazy Persons Club, or the Crazy Club for the Lonely. I don't know. Anyone else lonely out there? Share it in the comment section. I don't know. See ya. Focus. There you go. There's some fucking expensive boys' toys there. Let's see the other window. The other window. What's that? Patek Philippe. Anyway, I'll tell you some good news. The reason why I filmed this outside Watches of Switzerland is because they got, I mean, they're shutting up shop now, but they got owned in the video because they all came running out telling me what I'm allowed to do in public. Little did they know they were meeting the founding partner of the Lonely Crazy Persons Club. Why is my camera vibrating? That was fucking insane. Did you see that? You can probably see it on the screen. The whole camera started vibrating like crazy. Anyway, this is the shot I was going for. But the mystery is the camera was vibrating. Hallelujah, brother!
Jesus is Lord. Trust in the Lord Jesus.
Thank you.
God bless you.
You too. You know that guy I just filmed, the Christian with the billboard, the sandwich board saying, "Come to me all you weary and helpless." I mean, and he had the like speaker system playing loud music. I mean, like, you might think he's the craziest person there, but my opinion is he's probably the sanest person on the street. I mean, there's a man with a beautiful message, spreading music and smiling in the street. What else is everyone else doing? All the people around me there, miserable, coming back from their jobs, you know, they're fucking miserable. So, don't agree with organized religion, but I do like religious people who spread the love. As we end another video by me of craziness, I just want to thank you all for watching and thank everyone who donates and allows me to carry on. So my 3 orders for you guys, well, the kind of unofficial one is enjoy all the films. They're free. My YouTube films will always be free. And the 3 orders are, could you please subscribe to this channel? Could you please pirate my films? And only if you can afford to and have spare money. I mean, who's got spare money these days? I mean, it's so funny when people are like, "Oh, you got any spare change?" You're like, fucking hell, I'm not that rich, I've just got spare money coming out my ears. But if you can afford it, please do donate, because there's no corporate advertising that I get direct. Yes, I get a few pennies from Google advertising revenue, but it's not much, as you're probably aware. So thank you very much for watching, and I love you all.